Dartmoor. The southwest of England's most wild and beautiful place. And just a little bit lawless. Which is lucky, because we've decided to run a marathon across it in a perfectly straight line.
I just want to cry.
Lightning was steering me. Ow. Sideways rain.
He just made that look really easy.
No paths, no diversions. Just a GPS line across rivers, over walls, and dangerously close to a military base that may or may not be doing live firing drills today.
It's a ridiculous idea. But in a way, it's also a celebration.
Well done.
Because in most of England, this would be illegal. But Dartmoor is different. Thanks to something called the Dartmoor Commons Act, the public has long been allowed to explore here, freely and without restriction. At least, until recently. Some of that right has come under threat.
The law, written in 1985, allows access to Dartmoor on foot or horseback for open-air recreation. The Dartmoors, though, don't believe that includes wild camping, and the focus of their argument is that camping could pose a risk to this environment.
And it's not just a local issue. Across the world, access to wild spaces is becoming more restricted, gated off, sold, or simply lost. So yes, this is a classic GTN challenge, but it's also something more. It's a celebration of the freedom to move through landscapes like this, and a chance to ask why that freedom matters, while we do something completely unhinged.
There are clearly easier ways to run a marathon, but we're not here for easy. We looked at this wild, unpredictable place and had only one question.
Why not jump into the deep end and just go all the way across Dartmoor in a perfectly straight line?
Yeah, why not?
What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, so we're going to start from here, and we are literally going straight line all the way to the south of Dartmoor. It should be about 36 kilometers. Well, it should be exactly 36 kilometers if we don't veer off the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, at least you've admitted it is your idea, James. We're stood right by a brook, which is already filling me with cold vibes.
I think we start on the other side of the...
Okay, right. We can keep
Not promising that there won't be more rivers on the way, though.
All in the name of adventure.
So, all packed up and somewhat ready. Time to see if this is even possible.
And we're off. And immediately struck by the lack of path. I think you're gonna have to get your feet wet, Taylor. Where's the path? This way. We're only a couple hundred meters in, our legs have been smashed by the gorse. Prickly, itchy. Veering towards paths, and then realizing you're not allowed to veer towards paths, you have to stay on your line.
Now, you may have noticed straight away that we're not exactly going dead straight. That's because, thankfully, the straight line rules allow for a margin of adjustment. For the highest grade, Platinum, you must stay within 25 meters of the line. For Gold, it's within 50 meters, Silver, 75 meters, and Bronze, 100 meters. We're obviously aiming for Platinum here, and we're staying within 25 meter zone of a strict straight line.
I'm not really doing it for any kind of challenge or anything, just trying to see if we can. We will try and stay within the 25 meters Platinum for as long as we can and see how we get on.
It's really funny how your morale can change within seconds, just purely down to the ground that you're on. As soon as we hit like it's a bit like this, where you can actually, still walking, but can actually walk without having to pick my knees up around my ears. It's amazing how much easier it feels. And then you suddenly get some really thick, long grass. It's really boggy underneath, or mud and just bogness. It feels like a kilometre is like a marathon. I have just seen something in the distance over there. I don't think you can see it. It's basically the tip of a mast, and that is North Hessery Tor mast. It's basically home for me, and it's a really good marking point on Dartmoor. If you can see that, you can kind of get some bearings. Sadly, we're not going in that direction because I'm already starting to feel like home could be kind of enticing. Home right now is definitely closer than the finish line.
For me, Dartmoor and home go hand in hand. I grew up here, played here as a kid, and now I get to play here as an adult. I've walked, run, ridden horses, trained for modern pentathlon, and camped here on this land for over 30 years. The freedom Dartmoor has given me and what it's taught me about nature, respect, and resilience has shaped my sense of adventure for most of my life. But places like this are rare. In the UK, there is no right to roam on a staggering 92% of the land. So Dartmoor is one of the few where you can still legally roam and have an adventure like this. Other countries do it differently. In Sweden, the principle of allimansrätten, or every man's right, allows people to hike, camp and forage on most land, public or private, as long as it's done respectfully. In the US, about 40% of land is publicly owned and managed by federal agencies, but access varies wildly depending on where you are, and not all of it is open or easy to reach. And around the world, wild spaces are rare or being fenced off, sold, or slowly forgotten. These aren't just patches of land, they're places to disconnect, to explore, to feel free. And I think we all need more of that.
So our path goes there. Heather wants to be very strict this early on and just go straight across the bog. I'm like, we can go around there. That's less than 25 meters deviation. She says I'm getting slack already. I think we've got to be a bit smart with this one. Use the paths we can, because there's going to be not very many of them. Luckily our path went straight over the river, over the bridge. Fortunate. And we do have to leave the road now though. So the problem with the straight line mission is you constantly have to be looking at the straight line, and you'll see Heather's constantly going like this with her watch. GeoWizard and those guys always have a GPS thing that they keep holding up in their hand. So I figured, solution. Mount my Chorus Dura on a GoPro chest mount, and job done. My straight line's right in front of me. Just orient it and follow the line.
Things were going really well. The rain had decided to be kind, the terrain was somewhat walkable, and our feet were only slightly, totally soaked through. And best of all, Heather was being very interesting. A lot.
There's some really cool, interesting relics there, or remnants of the tinners' huts. This is the start of the River Dart, so start of the East Dart in particular. Okay, I've just spotted something very exciting. The Cranmere Pool letterbox. I've heard about this. It is the oldest letterbox on Dartmoor.
So Heather's not taking this very seriously. I think she's more on a tour of Dartmoor. She's gone off the line down there to see some letterbox or something.
This used to be a pool, so you can see it's dry.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm staying on the line. Carrying on this way. We are 1.5 hours in and going okay.
This is Cranmere Pool letterbox. I am so excited. Oh, there's a random suite. There's no stamps. Okay, so I've got so excited, got here, and apparently there's a temporary letterbox somewhere else, but it doesn't even say where.
After that informative diversion, we got back on track.
Well, we have chosen a dry part of the year, but it is Dartmoor, so not so much dry. I'll let Heather go first. This is tough going. We've got a really steep hill, but we can't actually go along the contour as Heather is now, because we kind of need to go that way. So you're kind of going diagonally up it.
As hard as this is, it's still kind of incredible that we get to have this adventure. Because this isn't just about doing something daft for the sake of it. Access to wild spaces isn't just about adventure. It's about health, mental health, physical health, and emotional health. Time in nature has been proven to lower stress, boost creativity, and improve mood. But for a lot of people, those benefits are behind fences. If you don't own land or live near it, your chances to connect with nature shrink. And too often, the people who need that connection the most are the ones with the least access to it. That said, just because you love nature, it doesn't mean nature's going to love you back.
Gorse, another treacherous, evil living thing getting in our way.
Ow. Ow.
Ha! I've never been waist deep in a gorse bush. Ha! You see how this is like torture. Okay, have a moment. That's where I've got to get to. I just want to cry. This is so horrible. Oh, I've got prickles sticking in my leggings in all directions.
Let's just pause right here for a second. On screen, this might look like a soft, friendly green bush. But let me assure you, it isn't. Up close, it's a sharp wall of thorns designed by nature to ruin your day. And we're walking straight through it. Because, of course, the line says so.
Yes, it's just insane. I've even got a prickle right up here.
So I'm out the gorse. There's a few prickles to remove from my legs. Ouch. But Heather is still very much in the thick of things.
Ha 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 ha.
Might never see her again.
I just want to cry. This is so horrible. Oh, I've got prickles sticking in my leggings in all directions.
Just bash! Go!
I'm just going to walk like a man through the gorse. Here. I can't even walk if I wanted to. It's so deep.
That has been the least fun part of today. And we're losing time.
Whose idea was this? This is the first time I've asked that so far today. Well, apart from at the start. And in my head a few times, but this was definitely James's idea. In case that wasn't clear.
Look, she emerges from the gorse thicket. Any prickles on your...
Can't rest.
Don't even have any prickles in your legs. I don't know what you're complaining about.
I've got puncture wounds all over me. I might start just losing moisture along my puncture holes.
On we go.
Despite how hard today has been, it's just been great to be back here, having a completely new kind of experience. I know roughly where we are. We can see our end point. I mean, spirits are high.
Although some of this journey I will definitely want to forget.
This hurt and could have been really serious. I have just lost my leg, not into a bog, but between two rocks, and it hurts. I mean, I haven't broken it, it doesn't hurt like that, but that's how you break a leg. I literally... It is a heather leg sized hole, and I can't get my foot out.
I don't know what this is. Mine of some sort. I'm sure Heather will be able to tell me in a minute.
Jeez. That was a close call. I'm going to put my camera away and concentrate through these rocks because, yeah, that's just going to be a little bit of a fright.
Heather just disappeared in front of me.
I was just starting the upper hole as I went into it.
Having a little lie down.
It's quite tempting, it's really soft grass.
So we've come across a river crossing.
Going for a swim?
Looks like it's turning into a aquathlon.
Well, I mean, if only I had my neoprene on.
There's a rock right in the middle, you could just use that.
Jump on,
Yeah,
land on that.
exactly.
Just freeze frame.
Hop on the rock.
Bring on to the next side.
Yeah. I mean, don't go any further because then you've got to cross the river twice because it splits. And if you go any further than that, you're off a line. So I guess it's here or, I don't know, launching off the rock there. To be fair, our feet are pretty wet already. So.
Refreshing, I mean.
You can have a drink while you're there.
Yeah. Okay, let's not grit. You want to try it?
Well done. Still on the line. I was optimistically saying 12 hours. I think we're going to beat that. And many people, Heather's father included, was absolutely convinced that we wouldn't be able to do this in a day. The Stora boys took 2 days to do it. I've seen another guy on YouTube who did it and he camped out. It took 3 days. So we did pretty well.
Finally, and mercifully, we begin to see the end.
So only 5Ks to go now, but it looks like the 5Ks goes down and then back up.
And what an adventure it has been.
We didn't, in the end, stick to 25 metres and platinum. We went around 2 private farms rather than trespassing. And honestly, I'm not even sure we stayed in bronze. But I don't really care, because this challenge was never really about rules, or ticking boxes, or parkouring through someone's garden. It was about the experience. And on that front, I think we nailed it.
It is quite amazing that we have been walking for over 30 kilometres now. But we've climbed over a few fences, not very many. We've skirted around 2.5 farms. And other than that, it has just been wild area, just wilderness, just wide open spaces. Which, it's quite amazing that these places still exist. And we're quite lucky to be able to do it. Up the final hill, it says 600 meters. Might be even less than that actually. It's a bit prickly, this last climb, but we're nearly there. Very different kind of endurance challenge. it's hard to put my finger on what it is, but it's very unique. Not like anything I've done before. You've got this weird kind of like sense of you're enduring and you're challenged, but it's not you against your body trying to go as fast as possible. It's also not you against the route trying to get across it. It's just persistence challenge more than anything else. You've just got to persist along the line that you've chosen. Anyway, I think next time I'll just run around the outside on the actual trail.
As we close in on the finish line, I realise that for me, this isn't just about one run, or in this case, one walk. It's about celebrating and protecting our magical wild spaces, and to remind people that it really does matter. Because once, or if it disappears, getting it back is going to be a much harder climb. And I just hope that in 50 or 100 years' time, someone else is standing out here soaked and scratched to bits and feeling exactly the same way.
Well, we made it. I gotta say, I'm quite surprised actually, and I'm still not entirely sure what to make of straight line challenges.
I'm still not sure it was a good idea.
I mean, it's kind of a weird concept, the whole thing. It was a pretty cool endurance challenge, and I did enjoy my day out on Dartmoor. Dartmoor being a pretty amazing place to explore no matter which direction you go in, even if it is a straight line. But the actual straight line mission part of it was a lot of the time just frustrating and seemingly pointless.
Just hard work.
Yeah.
When you could have been running on a lovely track that was just sort of a K away from us.
But hey, we did it. Dartmoor, north to south, 38 kilometers in a straight line. Done. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it.